The City of Coeur d'Alene Arts Commission is proud to announce the installation of its newest public artwork, Sid, the Green Energy Dragon.
Sid the Green Energy Dragon came about because there was a call for art and they wanted to do something with this kind of boring infrastructure of the biogas flume. And so it was the year of the dragon last year, and as I looked at the shape of it, a dragon body seemed like a good thing to do.
My role was Melissa came up with the concept and mapped out a small sculpture of it, and I made it something that was logistically possible. Drew pictures of it and started shaping the metal sculpture and created something. I just kept adding to it until it looked like what I wanted it to be. I did the far side that you can access for maintenance purposes and all the elements that are metal on this sculpture.
What a wonderful evening to celebrate this great addition to Coeur d'Alene. It's my honor to welcome everyone tonight. Thank you for joining us as we honor our great friend Sid Richardson and the amazing artist Melissa Cole. Before we dive into the program, I'd like to acknowledge the City of Coeur d'Alene Arts Commission for bringing this project to life and extend our gratitude to the Advanced Wastewater Treatment Facility team. We're pleased to welcome several special guests with us tonight. We have Mayor McEvers. We have Superintendent Mike Anderson, Project Manager Mike Becker, the wonderful artist Melissa Cole, and Poet Laureate Jennifer Pissarro. If the Arts Commission members that are in the audience, I see most of you, would you just raise your hand real quick and give a wave? Huge thank you to this group for continuing to grow the collection in the City of Coeur d'Alene. Now, to share a few words, and hopefully he has better luck than I'm having with the mic, is our Mayor, Woody McEvers.
Well, I don't do this very often, and Joel wrote me a beautiful speech and everything, and I just can't do it, So I'm here to tell you some stories about Sid, who this is dedicated to. That's my connection. When I first got elected, this place fascinated me. It wasn't all cool like it is now. I remember Sid telling me that the gas, this leftover after they do what they do with it, they used it for heating the offices. And I just thought that was so cool. And that goes way back. I read somewhere in 1907 that we didn't have this, and that they had to go to the courts to find out if they could raise the money and pay it back with fees at one time. I've always been fascinated with, I spend a lot of time here kind of following the big one, seeing where it goes, how they treat it. It's fascinating to me. Anyway, the other part of Sid is there's a bunch of us here they call the has-beens, and Sid was kind of the beginning of that. I came in a little late at that, and that was getting a bunch of people together on Friday night, and we would go out and have a few toddies, talk about the city. And to this day, there's still old city employees that still get together and talk about Sid. We always do the ta-da to Sid and have a few toddies. So I just wanted to share that with you, that this has a lot of meaning to a lot of us, and the fact that this fire and the smoke and the leftovers come along, it's perfect for Sid. I can hear him laughing up there in heaven. And it might go much more into the details and the cool stuff about where this gas comes from and why. So, thank you.
Thank you, Woody. It's now my honor to introduce our first City of Coeur d'Alene Poet Laureate, Jennifer Pissarro.
Thank you, Amy. All right, so I know that this dragon is named for Sid, but when I was writing this poem, I was just struck by such a feminine energy. Maybe it was Melissa's energy in the art piece, but in the poem, the serpent is a she. Sorry, Sid. Water spirit, ancestor or serpent, winged, fish-scaled, fire in the mouth, our dragon, with her petulance for searing the paint from her forked metal tongue. What wildebeest, Loch Ness, in our reined-in cedar forest, our dragon breathes fire, but lives on water. This creature of every history, ivy green, green envy, backlit by process, made by so many hands, but one story. Deep sea blue and current, blue reflection, blue lightning and blue flame, dark garnet, the wave of her body, singular stone, overture, this broad-sided swell, clear-eyed and earnest, how easy to ply toward the sea, ever clearing in time and water. Our dragon might breathe fire, but she protects water, spirit of old, serpent that slides in the eventide, cobalt and ruby, rust, midnight, cherry, canary, hyacinth, and blue caramel, skyline, and goldenrod, every shade cut by the artist's hands, arranged in community, this dragon measuring methane, red mouth agape, lava roaring.
Thank you so much, Jennifer. At this time, I'd like to introduce and welcome Melissa Cole up near me. Melissa is an artist, a writer, and a wildlife photographer based really close, just right over the border in Spokane, Washington. She is known for her stunning public art installations, mosaic sculptures, and mixed media paintings, each of which often draws inspiration from her background in biology and her deep connection to the natural world. Melissa will now share a few words about Sid.
Thank you, Amy, and thank you, Jennifer. I loved that poem. It was very appropriate. My husband's an underwater photographer, so that was perfect. It's been my huge honor and pleasure to work on this dragon project. Especially memorable because it goes to memorialize Sid Fredrickson, and to have his family here is really special. So I'm very fortunate for that. And thanks everyone for being here. It's a gorgeous night and it's so fun to have so many people here. I really appreciate it. You probably realize that it takes a village to create a project like this of such magnitude, and I absolutely could not have done it without my very talented fabricator, Brad McDonald of Northwest Sculpture. Yes, please give him a round of applause. He really worked incredibly hard to make this happen, and he allowed my vision to come to life, and I so appreciate working with him. Also, the Boys and Girls Club of Coeur d'Alene, they couldn't be here tonight because they're having their big fundraiser, but I worked with them, and they created a lot of the mosaic elements that are found on this side of the dragon, and then you can go up next to it and see some of their names of some of the participants in that, so that's pretty fun. Thanks, of course, to the Coeur d'Alene Art Commission and to the City of Coeur d'Alene for all your help with this project. To my project manager, Mike Becker, for his ceaseless patience with all my questions and his help with the project. And my husband, who's not here tonight, he's scuba diving in Florida right now, doing blackwater diving, which is where you go out in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of the night, and photograph plankton. So he helped a lot with the transportation and installation, as did Brad and Peter and Kelly and one person, David Gross. So it was really great because they had to do it in the middle of winter, and it was not the easiest thing in the world. So big thanks to them, and thanks for everyone for being here. This project was quite rewarding as well as challenging, and I was excited about it because I was able to blend science and art together. So when I saw the call for art, they wanted a three-dimensional sculpture that was located along the Centennial Trail, and that it would be imaginative and fun, but also educational. So I was excited about that, and I printed out the photograph of what it looked like with the flame coming out and the infrastructure tubing, and I just kept staring at it, trying to figure out what would fit in that weird space, because it wasn't most beautiful. So I kept coming back to the idea of a dragon because of the flame that's always glowing, and then also it happened to be the year of the dragon last year, and so I wanted to do that. That's what I went with, because it's a powerful symbol, but it's also a lot of fun, and I thought it would be a great character to have along the trail. So I'm glad, and I'm super proud of Coeur d'Alene for accepting that and choosing me to do this. It wasn't the easiest project. Brad and I have worked on a number of sculptures together, but this one was a little bit tricky because the body had to be see-through. So if you ever do a tour of the plant, they love to give tours, you'll be able to see the inside body, and it's made with expansion steel so that the workers can actually inspect the tubing, the infrastructure on the inside. So that was pretty tricky, and then the head wasn't the easiest thing either because it had to go up and over that flume, which has a flame going all the time. You can't just turn it off whenever you want to because the methane's always blowing off. In the winter, they heat the buildings with the excess methane or biogas, but in the summer, they don't, and the flame can get to 15 feet tall and 1,200 degrees, and so we had to use special materials in order to be able to withstand that heat. But we did it, Brad did it. He's very good at figuring out how to make my visions come to life, so that was exciting. It was very nice to be able to work with the Boys and Girls Club. I've worked with them before, and I always try and have community participation in my projects, and so they were excited to be part of it. And I wanted to try and figure out a way to show how biogas is made. And so I came up with this design on the side of the dragon facing the trail. And so you'll see it actually starts with the brown wastewater, and then all of the different microorganisms which feed on the waste. They produce as a byproduct methane or biogas. And so you'll slowly see it go from brown to green to blue, and then there are methane molecules that go up the neck and up towards the flame. So it probably took us about 6 months to build this dragon, during which time I had 2 total knee replacements, yes. That was not in my plan, but that's what I had to do. But it worked out. I could still do my mosaic work. And Brad built a whole shop to house the dragon over winter and to create it, so that was interesting, but we got it done. When the metal was all finished, I did the coloration on it in late fall, and in January we transported the dragon here and installed it, and with the great help of Andrew and the team at the plant, we were able to put it all together. And when we actually lit it again and the flame went shooting up in the air, we all did a happy dance. It was great to see Sid blow his flames for the first time. It was super fun. The mosaic is made with recycled glass. It's made with windshields and water bottles, and it's super sturdy. It can hold up to our northwest winters and our super warm summers, so it's going to be here for a long time, and it's been a lot of fun for me to create something along with Brad along the trail that everyone can enjoy, that's close to my hometown, and my friends and family can come, and has a little bit of education. They're putting a sign next to it that will explain the chemical reaction, and I'm just really thankful I got to be part of this. So thanks for being here very much, and I'm happy to take questions. They said I should open it up for questions, so if there are any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. No questions. All right. Anyway, thanks again, and I'll hand it back to Amy.
Thank you, Melissa. So when Sid retired, he left some pretty big shoes to fill, and we are so fortunate to have Mike Anderson as Sid's replacement. and it's my honor to to introduce and recommend that you get to know him. He's a pretty good guy. Mike Anderson.
Thank you very much. So I was thinking about it. Every night I'm out here right around 7:30, and I give this speech about what biogas is and how cool wastewater is, and nobody shows up. And we put a dragon here, and all of a sudden, oh my gosh, there's 100 people here who are here to hear my speech. So I'm very excited. I don't know what it is. There we go. Sorry. So I'm very excited to have this opportunity to talk to you about what Sid the Dragon is, and I apologize, God, that's a little frustrating. So I'm excited to tell you about what Sid the Dragon is and what it is that he's doing. So I'm going to get into the science part of it a little bit, and what Sid runs on is the fact that we do anaerobic digestion. So I'm going to tell everybody about anaerobic digestion because I'm the wastewater nerd and that's what I do. So anaerobic digestion, just to break it down for everybody, anybody know where the anaerobic digesters are around here? It's in every one of you. So anaerobic digestion is no different than what you carry around right here in your gut. We take the organic matter and we break it down into solids, liquids, and gas. And that is what you do when you eat as well, right? I mean, you take in organic matter and you break it down into solids, liquid, and gas. And then you send it to us. You send it to the wastewater plant. At the wastewater plant, we do the same thing, but the intent is to make it safe. We do cool stuff with the water. We are currently using it for irrigation on our property. We may be looking at getting that elsewhere, maybe into the college or something like that for watering. The solid part, if you've ever used our compost, we break it down, we turn it into compost. And like was mentioned here and what you can see, the gas portion, we end up flaring off. What you're seeing here is a very small amount of what we flare off here, or what we produce. Most of the gas, especially in the winter months, is used for heating. It heats all of our buildings, it heats digesters. We try to reuse everything that we can around here, and a lot of that is ingrained, and Sid, the man, not Sid the Dragon, Sid the man, was integral in spearheading that and getting us to where we are today. And I want to thank Sid for getting us here and for this opportunity. And I'm super excited for the Dragons to be able to, for the community to enjoy them and see what we do here at the wastewater plant. So thank you.
Thank you. At this time, I'd like to invite Mayor McEvers and Melissa up to cut the ribbon.
We're cutting the ribbon, except yours.
Before we conclude, I want to once again extend a heartfelt thank you to everyone who helped make today's event so special. To Mayor McEvers, Poet Laureate Jennifer Pissarro, artist Melissa Cole, Superintendent Mike Anderson, Project Manager Mike Becker, thank you for your inspiring words and all your contributions. An extra special thank you to Sid's family for being here with us tonight. I also want to thank the Arts Commissioners one more time. This is a committee that puts in endless hours to give back to the citizens of Coeur d'Alene, so thank you. My final thank you is to our city administrator and our support behind the scenes, Troy and Joanne, for their continued support and dedication to the Arts Commission. Thank you all for coming tonight and being with us as we welcome Sid back into the community.